I chose Photoshop. So I'm sure you can see my screen, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay, so cool. So what I do first is new, and then I choose my size. It depending on what it's for. If it's for print, art and illustration, as you say, this is for web, so we have all the canvases.
Sorry, sir. What version of Photoshop is this, sir?
This is X. This is 2019 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, for this year, not the latest. The latest is 2020, so this is 2019. The interface started looking like this since 2017, I guess. In 2018, yeah, since last year, having good look. All right, so we choose however whatever we want, or we can also just come here to this part here and then decide the size of our canvas. If we say 1,000 by 1,000, that would be the perfect square. And then here we are. I am using a surface for the purpose of this tutorial. So I'll be using also my stylus pen to, show stuff. But it would be unfair if I'll be using my stylus. Let me just keep this, and then let me work with my mouse also. So we work on a simple icon or emoticon. I'll choose a smiley face. Usually I'll go for a reference, but we all know what emoticons look like, and so we wouldn't need to stress that much. So let's just get to the business of things. So here's our canvas, plain white. Traditionally, I like to just delete off the background, set it off. Yeah, so I start from the blank shape, such as this. The layer 0 is now totally blank. Whatever works for anybody, you could actually use background for sake of contrast, but I think this is contrasty enough. So I'll use my Mark tool. I'll be working on a rasterized version of whatever I'm doing. So I'm thinking like an illustrator right now. An illustrator in Photoshop works on rasterized images. There are two kinds of images, or there are two kinds of layers you can work on in Photoshop: rasterized and smart images. Smart images will have vector boundaries, which means they are scalable to whatever size you want. It will retain the pixel ratio of the particular canvas. If it's 200 mega DPI that you set your canvas to, however you scale it to, it will just readjust to pixelate to about the aspect ratio or the pixel ratio of the canvas. Yeah. But for illustrations, I recommend using 300. Okay, and then this is, let me check where we had 1,000 by 1,000. You might want to go for a little higher, depending. If it's for a web design, I'll recommend 3,000, or rather, I'll recommend 2,000. But if you'll be using this for print media and other stuff, you should do 3,000 and above. Yeah, considering that we are working on a rasterized project, which is Bitmap as CorelDRAW or the older software called them. So yes, I have my ellipse Mark II selected. So to make it a perfect circle, I hold Shift, yeah, and then I draw my circle. So now that I've drawn my circle, I can move it just anywhere within my workspace. So two ways to get around to start coloring things is first one, choosing a color from your core. Sorry. Okay, two ways to get around this is one, keeping on your foreground, yeah, to get this this enabled. Choosing your color from your swatch, your color picker, caseware. or coming to your background here, which is the second one, and choosing the color. Let's say we choose for most emoticons, they're usually yellowish, color. Uh, let's just say we work with this. You can change this at any time in the project. So, and then here is the color code, the X code. So let's copy this, the RGB X code. So we say OK, and then now that we have this the background as yellow, the foreground as red, we can actually switch them with X. If I click on X, you can see the background color switches, back and forth with the foreground. And to make this particular mark that we made a particular color, to give it a fill color, two ways we can go about this. We either do control backspace to totally fill it. So I'll undo that. You can try it if you're working with me, control backspace, or you come to your tool here, you pick your paint bucket tool. It's always hidden or in the same tool category with your gradient tool and your 3D material drop tool. So you choose your paint tool, but bear in mind, whatever you fill in here is what you have in your foreground. Remember when we did backspace, it was the color in the background, that got filled, that filled our mark. But then if we use this tool to fill up this space, it is the color in the foreground. So to switch, if I wanted yellow and I wanted to use the same bucket tool, all I need to do is hit X like we did earlier. X is the key, and then So there are so many ways to get around it. Either you choose to use the backspace or you use your paint bucket tool. So however it is, we're here. So we've done the first thing, which is filling up the circle, in which we start adding lot and lot more steps. So I would hit hold control and hit D. So control D to deselect the mark tool, and now we have the rasterized image that is the circle and it's yellowish. So this is a customized um, emoticon, so it will be a little different, or rather, we have the creative freedom to do what we like. We might decide to create something that's never been created, an expression that we rarely see. So I don't know. Let's just see as the spirit leads. Okay, yeah. So moving on. What I usually do to save time, rather than go back to your map to start drawing more circles at the space there, you could do that, but you could just hit Ctrl J. And what Ctrl J, if you look at this aspect, let me undo, it duplicates. Contrary to other softwares that you have to do Ctrl J to duplicate a layer in Photoshop, it's Ctrl J. I like shortcuts a lot. So now that we have successfully duplicated this, for the sake of disparity, to be able to differentiate between these two layers, you might just want to change this color. So a simple way to do that is to use your hue saturation effect to enable or to make to bring up the tool, to enable the tool, just hit Control U. Control U brings out your hue saturation. So with this, you can actually just toggle this and then change the color. And if you wanted it white, all you just need to do is come to lightness and then draw it flat. Say OK, adjust, and then there you go. You have the white. So we could just use this to represent an eye, for instance. And another thing we do is to create the other eye, we do Control J. Or what I recommend is you perfect an eye, put it in a book, and then duplicate the book and then shift it to the other side. That way we don't have to replicate, our process all over again. These are just easier ways. So yes, now making the eye look great. You hit Ctrl J once again. You go back to your hue saturation. This time around, you make it darker, preferably pitch black. You reduce it, and then you decide where to put it. Depending on the kind of expression we are trying to achieve here, most of the time your pupil actually reduces when you're scared or you're surprised. And then when you're in awe, it dilates, it gets bigger. So depending on the expression, let's say we want him looking, having multiple expressions, surprised in the eye, maybe happy in the mouth, and I don't know. Yeah, we can pretty much do anything we like. So this is the pupil. Let's make it bigger. You can do anything we like. Control J again. Now the beautiful thing about this version, I think from 2018 or 17 or so, of Photoshop, is it actually helps you with alignment. Just moving things around tells you the position of your layer in alignment with, its next immediate layer or the blank scale of things, the project as a whole. So this is well aligned, center. But if you're not sure, you could just shift click this white space here. If you come up here, you can see we have a bit of aligning tools here. So to align it to the left, you have that. To align it to the right, and then center, and this is to the top, this is to the bottom, and yes, center again. So if we want to center, we hit on this center, we hit on this center, and then there we go. Perfectly in the center. So yeah. So we hit Control J again. This time around is to create a reflection uh, illusion, an illusion as if it's reflecting. So we make this white. I'm sure by now we all know how to get to hue saturation. It's Control U. But for just in case you mess up your setup, your workspace. Remember when I was speaking earlier, I said something about workspaces. Here it is. So workspace, you can actually, the basic one, the default is essential. If you are working on a 3D project, you probably choose 3D, things change around. I think you don't need. If you come here and you choose photography, it changes. I think you don't need. If you come here and say you're into motion graphics, it brings up, options for your frame by frame. It brings up options for your frame by frame animation for your GIF and whatnot. But yeah, probably we're essential pretty much. And what I do when I come, I don't know what it looks like on your screen. I don't need properties much. I barely use it. I'm aware of what I'm working on already. So I just reduce it. So I have space for more layers. Yeah. So yeah, we created we duplicated a circle, and I was going to show us how else to get to your hue saturation. It's usually in images adjustment. Just check here, you can see. In fact, there are a bunch of shortcuts you can probably write down or get used to memorize. So hue saturation, same thing. But this time around, for the reflection, we will need it brighter, so we make it white. And there we go. We have an eye. Depending on what you want or position you want the reflection to be or how big it is, it's just up to you. You have total freedom. For some people, they might want to add another one. Yeah, no rules. You can do whatever you like. So, yeah, there we go. But what we're working on is very, very minimalistic. You can say we are done with the eye, but we could do more with the what's it called, with the main yellow outfit and face background outfit the entire face rather. So what we could do is add some kind of gradient effect, and then to achieve that, we can do that several ways. One of the methods is You hold control keyboard, you select inside the layer, and what happens is it creates a mark to just around, that particular layer. What I do um, for the sake of backup or references, or should in case I get wrong, I always make sure, or when I'm experimenting, once I'm trying something new, I always make sure I create a new layer. I duplicate that particular layer. So I either do Control J here if I like, or just create, a new layer, which I did on top of the yellow. I switch back with X, and then I hit Control Backspace. So I can shut this eye down, keep that particular one, and then start working on this new layer. So we have a tool called the gradient tool. So you click on it. Here you can see I have a mixture of yellow and red already, which looks good in my opinion. So I say okay, so I'm happy with that. And up here you have different types of gradients from which you can choose from. So let's start with the linear gradient as it's called. So if I come here to my canvas and I pull, this is what happens. Yeah, something like this. If it's something, if I'm happy with it, I leave it right there. If I think the red is too much, if it's too reddish, I just come back here and come back, and then sorry, this is start, and then change color. Okay, good. So I changed color. So if I was gonna use something lighter, so like something orangey, not far from there, I just say okay, and then we go. So I pull this way, and that's more like it. Yeah, it's closer to what I might accept. Or otherwise, you can just use the gradient tool. I mean the step tool, and then the step tool actually it puts the foreground in the middle and puts the background. If you notice, we're still playing around similar colors as we have here. So we can switch things. Let's switch your colors from this here, and then switch this here, and come back to same thing. Voila, colors are switched. So
Guys,
this is
hello
what you
guys.
intend to achieve. This is fine, but I like this. It's looking like the sun. I just control D
Yeah,
to select my mark.
hello guys. So Rotimi, sorry to cut in. Can you guys hear me? Can everyone hear me, please?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, you can hear me.
We have less than 3 minutes, so I want us to reconnect again. I think this should be the last 40 minutes we should use to actually round up this. So sorry for taking you guys' time. Let's actually reconnect again because we have less than 3 minutes. So I don't want whereby the lecture this thing is going on, then it's now ends. So let's reconnect.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah, let's all reconnect, guys. Um, let's all reconnect.